Kum Rip Shore. Hello, and welcome to this edition of Pacific Magazine. I'm Senior Airman Sarah Brice. Today I'm in the Kingdom of Cambodia, where exercise Angkor Sentinel is underway. Cambodia. Ripe with its own traditions and customs, it houses more than 14 million inhabitants. We're traveling right outside of Siem Reap, the capital of Cambodia, to the Peacekeeping Operations Center, where all of the events are taking place. It's the first official day of Angkor Sentinel, and the opening ceremony has just wrapped up. But the U.S. soldiers and Royal Cambodian Armed Forces aren't quite ready to call it a day as they head over to another event, one that can save lives.
Cambodians have a shortage of blood, so everyone that's here for Angkor Sentinel is donating blood so they can go into the Cambodian blood bank.
The directors of both U.S. and Cambodian troops led by example and were one of the first to donate to the World Health Organization's blood drive.
All the U.S. The troop flag would provide to the Cambodian victim. So this is the big contribution from the U.S. The troop.
The willingness to give blood and to build that blood bank up is important for the people of Cambodia and for the U.S. folks that come to visit Cambodia if they ever get hurt.
There's a great demand for donated blood in Cambodia, so every pint can help immensely.
Thank you. I'm AB positive. I'm a universal recipient. I can take blood from anybody, but here they need my blood, so I figured I'd take advantage of it.
Despite a common dislike for needles, many soldiers face their fears to help others in need. At the end of the event, 60 pints of blood were donated from 60 U.S. and Cambodian troops, bringing these brave blood brothers closer to each other and the local population. After donating blood, these troops get ready for their first learning experience of the exercise. It's a small room in the heart of Cambodia, where a few dozen Cambodian troops are gathered to study life-saving skills.
There has to be an exit wound. Today we taught a class on control hemorrhage and bleeding to the Cambodian Army. You go up to your battle buddy. And
this class is designed to help the military's readiness response to worldwide operations.
We're building a capacity for not only the UN missions that they do, but for humanitarian relief missions that could happen.
The Cambodian forces were introduced to medical procedures that they might encounter when working with other nations.
Everybody was watching all the time, and like they wanted to learn. I was pretty impressed.
The way our instructor teaches is really good, and I really enjoyed the class.
Now, when you're wrapping this...
Through a desire to learn and an appreciation for one another, both countries went away with the feeling of a job well done.
I think I can teach what I learned to others, too.
And after 4 days of this training, it's time to put that knowledge to the test in a medical emergency exercise. These troops are ready for action. They're battle buddies, wounded, and in need of immediate care.
Today is the culminating event of the medical first responder course. They're all soldiers, none of them with medical background, so the first day it was kind of a challenge to even teach them what the things were, but they have picked it up very quickly, and they're doing great so far.
Blood. Doing great and applying what they've learned for a combat medical rescue drill. Defending, moving, and giving first aid. The Cambodian troops will apply their new skills during UN peacekeeping operations, meaning that what they learned here can save the lives of U.S. forces out in the field. Detecting problems before they happen is an acquired skill set. These forces are learning to prevent problems that could be deadly if not discovered soon enough.
This is, perfect, you lined up in the V. Thank you.
Our next group has gathered outside for an improvised explosive device, or IED class.
Today we covered IED awareness and dismounted patrols within an IED environment. Over here? Oh, here, yes.
The U.S. Army Pacific soldiers are teaching these troops what they have learned.
I think the instructors are highly experienced because they have been out in Afghanistan and Iraq and used those experiences to teach us.
Is there anything connected to this bottle?
After these lessons, I will take what I learned to help build peace around the world.
But this isn't just a one-way exchange of information. These soldiers are Cambodia's professional mine-clearing team.
Today the Cambodians took time to show us how they would go about clearing a minefield.
It's a real-world mission for them here. At times they clear mines here in Cambodia. They've had mine-clearing missions in Sudan and Lebanon also.
Two experienced Allied forces coming together to share and improve their techniques. This is one of the main reasons for Exercise Angkor Sentinel, and it carries on into the next training portion as troops work on bringing peace by kicking in doors.
We're training the Cambodian, the RCAF soldiers on how to clear rooms and clear buildings.
This training will qualify the Royal Cambodian Armed Forces soldiers, or RCAF, for a wide range of opportunities to help with United Nations peacekeeping operations.
I think it's good that the Cambodian government and the U.S. military have agreed to be partners and incorporate this lesson to bring peace to the world.
There are many details involved in clearing a building.
Okay, make sure you clear the door when you do that.
And the RCAF forces are responding well to the new procedures.
They picked it up really quickly. I was really impressed with their communication skills and being able to adapt when we give them instructions.
Most of these soldiers are officers who will take what they learned and teach their troops later on down the road.
I really enjoy the lesson, and it helps my army be quicker and more flexible.
You're still watching this door right here.
One of the main purposes for the event is to build a bilateral relationship and execute plans for humanitarian missions around the world. And most of these missions are planned and executed in a scenario like this.
Medevac?
It's a command post exercise, or CPX. And it's helping to train U.S. and Cambodian troops for a specific type of emergency.
Two civilians were injured with minor injuries, and one of the soldiers had a severe head wound that had to require an air medevac to a local hospital to be able to get the treatment that he needed.
Luckily, this is just a practice scenario, but events like this can happen on a mission with the United Nations.
This exercise is for us to train, to be prepared for the future UN missions.
Receiving, analyzing, and distributing information. It's all part of today's process.
That process is called the Military Decision-Making Process, or MDMP.
The MDMP is already used by NATO, the UN, and the US.
It creates a synergy when everybody understands how to operate together.
And these Cambodian forces are already more prepared to operate with other nations.
At the beginning of the exercise, I was afraid, with low confidence, but now I gain more confidence and know much more what to do in this exercise.
Not everything about Angkor Sentinel involves training. There are some resources that need to be replenished at any major event like this. Water, water everywhere, for everyone to drink.
It equals out to about 6 bottles of water per soldier per day.
6 bottles of water per day for roughly 300 thirsty U.S. and Cambodian soldiers.
And water consumption is kind of a huge thing if you can't tell. My supply room is just full of water.
Although Staff Sergeant Jeff Hawes doesn't take an active part in the exercise training, his job covers 3 crucial necessities.
Okay. Water, power, and then supply.
He keeps the generator running during local power outages.
Power's off.
Since so many portions of the exercise rely on electricity.
You want to know if the city power comes back on, you come over here and just look for the red light, and it's not, so we'll have to come back and check it in about an hour. Usually it's about 2 hours for a power outage.
Supply Sergeant, helping to keep events like Exercise Angkor Sentinel running smoothly.
What's up?
Another way to make the exercise run well is to build bonds with our Cambodian allies.
How you doing? What's the name?
One aspect of that involves living in the same field conditions. From sleeping under a mosquito net to showering with a bucket and even flushing your own toilet. These soldiers are embracing the culture of Cambodia. They've tasted the cuisine, learned a bit of the language.
Kadao is the word for hot in Cambodian.
Kadao na, very hot. That was one of the first things I learned.
It's a little warm. Kadao.
And if you haven't figured it out by now, the weather is a cultural experience in its own.
Today it's just been super hot and then all of a sudden it's raining.
Most soldiers agreed that the meals made some of the best lessons.
Sit and enjoy and socialize, and it's wonderful.
We give them a good impression, but also they're making a good impression on us.
Although training is highly important, the other reason for holding this exercise is to build a better understanding for the values of our allies.
Just becoming friends with one another and learning from each other.
All right, so now that we know that it's an IED, we need to do what? With the Cambodians, they're probably one of the nicest people I've ever met.
I'm happy to be here.
That does it for this edition of Pacific Magazine. I'm Senior Airman Sarah Brice. From all of us at AFN Pacific, Okun Somrab Kamur. Thank you for watching.